everyone, I am Joy Arbongalos, a third-year student of Central Bicol State University of Agriculture, taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Science. Welcome to my vlog about sustainable agriculture, home-based gardening. We have suffered and is still suffering the COVID-19 pandemic at this point in time. So it is important for us to be wiser, for us to stay healthy and to survive. Practicing home-based gardening is an essential way towards sustainability. It is a wiser decision for us to practice home-based gardening in our home, for it can sustain the needs of our family, and also it can serve as an income generating source. We can have it in pots if we have less space in our yards, or we can also have it and do it on plots, and we can maximize the availability of land area in our yards. So now, I'm gonna show you my home-based gardening journey at the time of pandemic. Let's go!
Last October 2020 when I started my home-based gardening. So it is for our final requirement in sustainable agriculture too. I have to admit we have to exert an extra effort while doing our home-based gardening. But it is so beneficial and enjoy while doing it. So, beginning in the land preparation, this is the area near the house that I prefer to choose for the home-based gardening. It is in good spot, beside with rice fields on where it is directly hit by the sunlight, which is very essential for the plants to grow properly. So, that is actually the tall grasses you can see in the photo, in the area that I need to clean to make a space for the gardening. Next step is cutting and cleaning part of the area using a bolo, hoe, and a rake. However, my siblings helped me to cut all the tall grass here. So, thanks to them for they support me in my activity. And the next day after cleaning, I started to measure the plot that will be made for the garden. The teacher's guide is to make a 1 by 6 meters plot with 5 variety of plant. And so I use meter stick, I do the measurement, then just put a mark on it. However, due to the availability of land and for I want to plant more for each kind, I rather choose to do 5 plots measuring 1 by 3 meters. It is just the same as 2.5 plots measuring 1 by 6.5 meters. Therefore, one variety of plant will be planted in every 1 by 3 meters plot. After the measurement, following the mark that I put in every end of it, is the making of plot, digging out soil using a hoe. It is indeed tiring, but I know that it is worth making use of time, and I am excited to view the plants grow there. Another thing on why that area is a good spot to be planted is that it is slightly a sloping area. So when it rains, the water will not be stuck in the area, it rather flows down in the rice fields. The next step I did is getting a decomposed rice bran in the nearest rice mill in our place. I will be mixing it in the soil, which serves as an organic fertilizer so that it will be in good quality and nurtures more for a better soil quality, which is necessary for the plant to grow. Also, to grow it healthy and properly. So this is the documentation of the mixing of the decomposed rice bran in the soil. It is important for it to totally mix properly so that plants can get equally nutrients of soil in each part when planted. So next is the fining and pulverizing the soil properly. Continuously mixing and fining the soil properly, so I pick up the remaining dirt in it, such as the roots of the grasses here before. Ayan, this is actually the image of the plants after the mixing of the rice bran to the soil and also after the cleaning and pulverizing the soil properly. However, the area and the soil have a lots of ants and it is not healthy for the plants. So for me to banish those ants, I made use of a pesticide, combining it with water and then spray it to the entire area. Problem solved. The next step is the planting process. So for the planting stage, first I made use of coconut shell that will serve as a seed bed for my bell pepper and eggplant. The seed will be I will be letting them to grow in it until they are fully grown enough and they can now transfer to the plant I made. There are these plants that are delicate and this is not really advisable to plant directly in land for it may not survive. It must be placed in a certain area while taking care of it and then wait until it has a strong enough root and now can able to survive when transferred. So this is a documentation of mine planting the mango seed in the plot. So I prefer to put 3 to 4 seed in each because not all seed may grow, so at least I assure that it can have seed remains that will be living. Next, this is a documentation of mine putting the bush sitaw seed in another plot. I choose this kind of sitaw because it is suited to put in a plot rather than the other one which grows high and needs a support or something for it to crawl on. For I firstly planted the eggplant seed in the coconut shell with soil, here it comes now. So it can now transfer to the plot, assuring that it will be transferred carefully with the soil in its roots so that roots will not be damaged and so it will continue growing. So this is a documentation of mine planting an okra seed in its plot. That was the plot where I transferred the eggplant, so it was advised to cover them when it's daytime, especially when it's noontime, so that it will not be hit with too much sunlight or it may die. Then during afternoon, when the sunlight is now mild, I will be picking it out for the plants to breathe now and receive the necessary vitamins from the environment. So every morning and afternoon, I came to visit my garden to water the plants when not in rain and clean it, pick up those unnecessary grass that grows around the plants. Yun. I can actually see now the result. It is the mango seed started growing already. Aside from watering it daily, I also dig the soil around the plants when the plot seems have a compacted soil. So its purpose is for the roots of the plants to breathe and receives the necessary oxygen from above the soil. I just continue keeping an eye to them, applying also some mixtures or pesticides. So this actually a picture actually shows me spraying pesticide in the plants for I started to see the leaves are damaged by pests. Thus, this is my preventive measure to control pests and prevent the plant to damage more. This is a fertilizer known as Complete. I applied it early in the morning, then I watered it for the soil to absorb. Fertilizers help the plants absorb the proper nutrients from the soil. They serve as their vitamins just like in kids, so this also ensured the good quality soil for the fast improvement and grow of plants. Suddenly, there comes Typhoon Quinta. So it hits the Bicol region. It caused damages to almost all plantation in the region, including my garden. So this picture actually shows the photo of my garden a day after the typhoon. The winds and heavy rains caused the plants to be like that. So, but I tried to revive it, bring it up on its proper way for the roots is still on the ground, and I've been thinking that it can survive though. It's really sad because after just a week, another typhoon hits the Bicol region. The typhoon Rolly was this time it causes severe rainfall and causes floods to many lowland areas, especially here in Kamsur. So the typhoon brought a really strong and damaging winds with severe rainfall that causes severe damages to every community. This actually my documentation of my damaged garden a week after the last typhoon. Many of my plants vanished and only few got left, but left damaged with just few leaves. I don't really know how to continue and revive it. I lose hope and it's really sad to see your sacrifices got nothing. After the typhoon, it often rains, and so it is not advisable. It is not a good season to plant again. 2 or 3 weeks after, when the day becomes nice, I decided to plant again, but this time I prefer to do it in a polyethylene bags and just put it in our side yard so that I can cover or secure it whenever another typhoon came. I just try to plant again with a not so much possibility to grow a healthy plant, for it is often rain nowadays and I don't think that plants will still survive. Well, at least I try again. A week after the seeds I planted start to grow, I can see now the improvement. I planted eggplant, bush sitaw, opo, and pechay. They started to grow. I just continue to water and keeping an eye on it daily. Another week or two, this is the actual state of the plants. I then put some fertilizers in it where it helps the soil nurture and so the plants absorb proper nutrients that helps them grow properly. So that is actually the process of my home-based gardening journey. So practicing home-based gardening is not that easy, so we have to deal with little sacrifices and exert more efforts if we want to have it better. We have also to deal with unpredictable seasons that somehow make us damage to the plants. Just like in life, challenges are inevitable. The important thing is we must know how to try again and stand still, for it's not yet too late for everything. We can still begin and soon taste the sweetness of success.
Surviving at this point of crisis with the help of our home-based gardening is really possible. We can assure that what we are eating is healthy, for we are the one who planted and take good care of it. If our harvests are abundant, we can also sell it to our neighborhood for us to have some income. Kaya sa ka pa, magtanong na kita.